Welcome to day 5 of hiking the long trail. Today I woke up at Pinnacle Lodge and I'll give you a quick little tour of my room. So there was 2 beds, a table, a refrigerator and microwave, and my favorite room, the bathroom with a full shower. I actually took 2 while I was here. And then I was going over my resupply. I got some food from somebody who was getting off trail. There's me in my loner clothes while I did laundry. Laundry was included in my stay. They included the quarters and everything, which was so nice. I did some camp dishes and had my coffee outside. There's a beautiful property right on a little pond where they had seating outside and a little room inside where you could get Cokes and snacks and stuff. The pond or the lake behind it, they had paddle boards and kayaks and stuff that you could borrow from them. I didn't because I didn't really have time for that, but it was just a really nice place to wake up. I did go into town and have lunch and resupplied, then made my way back to the trail. It was like a half a mile road walk from Pinnacle Lodge to the parking lot where the trail picked back up again. And yeah, here's where I started. Oh, look. Trail magic. So today is day 5 of hiking the long trail. And last night I stayed at Pinnacle Lodge, which at the end of a very long day, I could not be happier with that decision to stay there. I was able to book online from the summit of Stratton where I had service. And then I knew that I had to book it all the way into Manchester. But the owners, John and Nancy, are the sweetest people, and they understand like everything hikers need. The place is so hiker friendly. They gave myself and a bunch of other hikers a ride into Manchester last night, and we all got dinner and went to like Walgreens and got a couple things. And then, they had laundry services free of charge with your room. You could buy Cokes, Diet Cokes, that kind of thing. And the rooms were absolutely immaculate. That was probably one of the best showers I've ever taken in my life. In fact, I took 2. So, yeah. Nancy drove me into town again this morning to do a grocery resupply. And so I could grab lunch. And then I came back, hung out in the room, charged my phone a little bit more, packed up my resupply, and at the bright and early time of 3:30 p.m., I am starting my ascent up Bromley Mountain. So it is a 3-mile, 1,400-foot climb to the summit of Bromley, which is where I'm going to spend the night. So the lodge at the summit of Bromley is fully enclosed. It's got power outlets. There's a pit toilet. But I do have to pack in enough water. So I just have to be mindful of that. So yeah, here's to 3 miles on day 5. So I am gonna probably go grab some water over there. There's no water at the lodge at the summit, so I'm gonna carry quite a bit up, which is probably gonna look ridiculous, but I don't want to run out. There we go. Strapped it to my bag. Hopefully it stays. So the temperature today is quite a few degrees warmer than it has been the last couple days. And the air quality is just as bad, if not worse, than it was yesterday, which I'm sure you saw the smoky view off of Stratton. The wildfires in Canada are just pushing smoke down this way. I do have asthma, and I have my inhaler with me, but thankfully I haven't needed to use it yet, but I do have it with me just in case. Yeah, so the warmer temps plus the very heavy pack that I have after resupplying another 5 days of food, plus carrying an extra 1.5 liters of water, it's got me working up a good sweat. But it's only 3 miles, and I've got more than enough daylight, so I'm just kind of taking it at a pretty slow pace. Tomorrow there won't be water for probably another 5 or 6 miles, which is why I wanted to bring up some extra so that I could start the day with almost a full 2 liters tomorrow, and still have enough to cook dinner tonight, breakfast, coffee in the morning. And yeah, I will be dialing the mileage back just a little bit. Probably do a few 10-mile days to get into Killington. Give my legs and my body some much needed rest after the really hard initial push. It's like the opposite of what you're supposed to do when you start a through hike, but I feel really good after my long restful day at the lodge today. So yeah, spirits are high, back on trail for about 5 days. It's a pretty steep little half-mile section at the very top of the trail, but I bet this trail is super fun to ski in the winter. And also, what a pretty view. Plus some wildfire smoke.
got a sink. I mean, sinks.